Today we're talking about dealing with coaches. Dealing with coaches is basically a year in, year out thing for however long your kid plays the game of baseball. You're going to have good coaches, you're going to have bad coaches, you're going to have volunteer coaches, you're going to have coaches that have the responsibility to win at all costs. It's their job. So you're dealing with a wide range of coaches throughout your kid's playing career. Right now I'm just going to talk about youth baseball, 6 through 11, 12, the Little League or other youth organizations where, T-ball on up, 6 to 11, 6 to 12. So these coaches are volunteer, and for the most part, they're trying the best they can. They're not necessarily baseball coaches, but they've stepped up and volunteered their time to do it. So keep that in mind. Don't expect some guy with some, background in the game of baseball. I mean, he may have never played it. So keep that in mind. When you're dealing with coaches at that level, it's really just about your son gaining experience in games. The coach might not know how to coach or get your kid better very well. So we're kind of just left with supporting our kid in the game situations. And like we talk about in other sessions, our responsibility is to seek out and get our kid better. And a lot of times that will mean going to outside private instructors, and as the kids get older, seeking out other competitive teams. But at the lower levels, dealing with coaches, just be supportive. It is not worth your time or the headache to wonder why your kid's not playing shortstop or pitching more, or why he's not batting third in the lineup. Let the kids get experience, and at bat's an at bat, whether you're batting third or ninth. In the long run, if your kid's good enough, he will prove it to the coach and everybody else on the team that he should be playing a certain position or batting in a certain spot in the lineup. So really dealing with coaches at the 6-year-old to 10 and 11, it gets a little more serious and competitive, 12 and up. But from 6 to 11, just be supportive of your kid. The game's hard enough. Don't, unless you have a burning question for the coach, deal with it directly. Approach him at a game, one-on-one. Call him if you feel comfortable, but be careful as what you're asking. He's a volunteer coach, and some of the questions that are frankly just quite stupid is complaining about what position your kid's playing and what order in the lineup he's playing. Ask questions about how maybe you can help him with your child in getting better at the game. We'll talk more in other sessions about when it gets a little more competitive and serious, but at these lower stages, guys, it's not worth the arguments. Sit back, enjoy, support, and encourage your kid at the lower levels of the game.